Hi, I'm Melissa, and this is The Book Break. Today I'm interviewing Raymond Bolton, who had a really interesting day job. You might know that authors have day jobs, maybe like an accountant or something. Not Raymond. His was really unique. And his first book that came out did so well that he went backwards and did a prequel trilogy, and not only in English, but also in Spanish. Let's go talk to him. So your first book is called Awakening.
The premise is a medieval society on the cusp of an industrial revolution finds themselves unexpectedly facing an attack by alien paranormal shapeshifters.
Wow.
Telepathic shapeshifters.
Yeah, and then after you wrote this book, why did you go with prequels instead of sequels?
Because I tied the book up so tightly that neither I nor anybody else who's read it can figure out how there can possibly be a sequel. I wrote the ending too well. So the book is full of back history, and it was very easy for me to go to a crucial point and write a trilogy that actually leads up to Awakening.
Awesome. And then another thing that is interesting and potentially something that our viewers, if they're interested in being a writer, you originally self-published this book and the series, right?
Yes, I did. I started self-publishing in 2014 and 15, and then at Sasquan, Wordfire Press discovered my series. Awakening has been translated into Spanish. Their marketing person was born in Barcelona, stepped by my table, picked up a copy of El Despertar, read the first paragraph of a chapter and said to me, "We will talk."
Nice.
And then it was about a year till Wordfire Press picked me up.
And then now all of these books, are they recovered or retitled, or this is them?
Well, Kevin likes my cover artist Natasha Brown. He's worked with her before. He took Awakening's original cover and had it retweaked slightly, but the covers of the other three are exactly as they were when they were self-published.
That's terrific, because sometimes it doesn't happen with self-publishing.
No, I was very lucky.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
I like the original product, and of course I like these.
Yeah, that's great. So one of the things that I thought was really interesting when I was reading your bio is you had a completely different career prior to writing. Tell me more about that, because that was really interesting.
I was a high-end hairstylist. I trained in hair cutting with Vidal Sassoons in London, in hair color with L'Oreal in London, and then I had a very high-end client base in Tiburon, California. I was privileged to do the hair of people like the producer of Sphere, the man who did the set design and won the Academy Award for it for bed knobs and broomsticks. I do high-end CEOs, and all of my dealings with very special people has fed into various parts of my novels. Wow.
So did you take people that you've done their hair and maybe put those ideas in each of your novels?
Well, for example, I cut the hair of an America's Cup skipper, and at the same time I was also a mainsail trimmer on racing yachts on San Francisco Bay, and that fed a certain portion of Awakening. I'd read some sailing sequences done poorly in other novels, and I decided to do it one step better in Awakening.
That's great. Okay, so I have to ask you, because you're a hair guy, how's my hair?
Your hair's just fine.
Thank you. So, I have to ask because you're the professional.
Thank you.
So I gotta ask, how did you go from hair into writing?
I started into writing while I was doing hair. I started writing in 1996. I'd always wanted to write a novel, and at one point it occurred to me, there's only one way to do it, and that's sit down and begin. But my first works were terrible. Eventually, after years and years, I met my present wife. She hates science fiction, but she was willing to read my work. She's very critical, and she told me when the first version of Awakening sucked. And
And sometimes we need to hear that feedback.
And we do need to hear that. And eventually, however, when she started liking subsequent versions, and she's very patient with me, I knew I was on the right track. And in fact, I had eventually, I think thanks to her, a review online from somebody who had read Awakening and said, I never would have picked up a book like this on a book from a bookstore, and now I can't wait for the sequel.
Oh, good.
So I feel I'm appealing to a broader audience.
That's fantastic. So for our viewers, tell us, where can they find out more about you? Do you have a website, social media?
They can come to me at raymondbolton.com, where I also, every second Monday, interview authors, ascending talent, or authors of the caliber of Alan Dean Foster, Kevin J. Anderson, Jody Lynn Nye, and at the first page of my website, the opening page, they'll find a link to books. They can read excerpts. There are...
Can they buy your books from your website?
They can buy them from the Wordfire Press website, or they can buy them on Amazon. They're also available on Barnes & Noble. And Raymond Bolton, you look for Raymond Bolton, and possibly in conjunction with any of my titles.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Melissa, thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us today on The Book Break. As you may have heard, we have been doing awesome, and that's all thanks to you. So on Saturday, September 7th, as we wrap up season 1 and get ready for season 2, I'm going to be interviewing Brandon Mull live from Salt Lake City FanX at noon. Either join us there at the Printed Garden booth or live on all of our social media platforms. Remember, Saturday, September 7th at noon. I'll look forward to seeing you there. Today I want to tell you a little bit about what makes the difference between a mediocre book and a great book. Whether you're a first-time author or a veteran on the New York Times best-selling list, if you're going to be great, you have to have a great editor. Watch this video and see how Eschler Editing can help push your writing career over the top.
Becoming an author can open more doors than you can possibly imagine. I've seen amazing opportunities come to writers and business owners once their books are published. It can explode your credibility and expand your audience and clientele across the globe. And it can pave the way for future book deals or land you a spot on the bestseller lists. But to get those results, you have to go beyond just grabbing your reader's attention. You have to lock onto their emotions and deliver a transformative experience. I'm Angela Eschler, the founder of Eschler Editing, and we know what it takes to get there. Whether you're a busy professional who needs help finishing that book to support your platform, or you've been dreaming of seeing that novel on the shelf since 3rd grade, you want your book to be powerful, to be read, and to make an impact. And at Eschler Editing, that's what we do. Whether for your family, to build your business, or to share your creativity and talents with the world, your book is your legacy. It's worth investing in. Here are the 2 most critical ways we can support your goals. 1, we can help you make that emotional impact on the reader. Whether you're writing fiction or nonfiction, readers won't respond to your work unless you engage their emotions, alter their worldviews a little. If you want to build a thriving fan base, to change lives, or to attract ideal clients, your book has to resonate on a deeper level. Professional editors can go well beyond fixing your grammar, punctuation, and spelling. In addition to helping you capture your authentic voice, we can make sure your stories and ideas are compelling to deliver an experience for your reader. It doesn't matter if you're writing about socks or sci-fi. On some level, you've got to make that emotional impact. The second thing we bring to the table is an in-depth understanding of the publishing industry, so we can help you choose the best path to reaching your ideal readers. This means we understand the real pros and cons of self-publishing versus traditional avenues. We can guide you from A to Z in self-publishing and help you avoid those newbie mistakes. Or, if you're hoping to snag an agent and traditional publisher, we know what they want and can steer you in the right direction. And we have industry connections and guidance to help you effectively market once your book is out there. Plus, we'll hold your hand through the whole process. The short and long of it, An experienced editor is your #1 advocate for ensuring your book is ready for the world.